This is the new habitat here at Mountain Creek Ranch, but today we're talking about history. I think about sometimes what walked on this land before me at Mountain Creek. I think about the pioneers that crossed here, the original settlers that came here, and you can't think like that without thinking about the Indians. In fact, not too far from here, close over to Cassville, Missouri, is the original Trail of Tears, where Indians, over 60,000 of them, marched, leaving their lands to enter the reservations of Oklahoma. And we think about that journey, and my heart goes out thinking about that incredible journey that they went on, and how many thousands of them died on that trail. We're thinking about 1830 to 1850, trying to civilize the West, trying to create places like we have today, maybe doing it in a very, very rough way for those families. I think about that. I think about when we have a vision for something we want to have, and when something's standing in our way of that vision, how do we remove that? How do we deal with that in a way that all stakeholders win? I don't know, honestly, if the Trail of Tears was the right way. But I know along that journey, families and lives were changed forever because of leadership. And I think about how important leadership is today, and how leadership is never about our titles, but always about our impacts. And leaders that don't stop and empathize and think and look, what would it be like to be those people? And then make decisions accordingly. They honestly do not belong in our democracy. We need to continue to think about freedom for all. So why am I thinking about Indians? Because on my uncle's land, way north, I found this. I actually found it the night that my husband and I were getting ready to practice for our wedding, our rehearsal dinner night. And we looked down and we found this amazing arrowhead. The arrowheads were made by the Indians out of all kinds of things. Flint rock, that we are most commonly aware of, but also bone, sometimes teeth, sometimes shell if they were close to oceans, sometimes like mussel shells if they were close to freshwater mussels. One of the things I learned while studying arrowheads was that we think the bird point arrowhead, which is the teeny tiniest one, was most often used to hunt birds. But I found out that wasn't really the case. If you think about a bullet in a gun, sometimes a small bullet can do more damage if it's the right bullet placed in the right place. Little baby arrowheads were the same way. If an Indian was really talented, he or she could shoot that bow and arrow into the heart of their prey and be very, very successful, do less damage to the meat. So they called them bird points, but they weren't necessarily meant for birds. I also found out that a great flint master, an Indian who could make an arrowhead really, really well and really, really fast, was very, very honored in the tribe. And they could make an arrowhead in less than 15 minutes. That's do what you do best. Thank you for joining me for this Tales of Mountain Creek Ranch. We'll see you next time.